Hi, I'm Dr. Len Green. I'm a chiropractor and I'm a specialist in biomechanics and the biomechanics of sitting. And I'm really excited to introduce to you today the latest in ergonomic chairs called the Airopedic Ergonomic Chair, produced and manufactured by Airopedic International Inc. What's really exciting about this new chair is it utilizes the latest technologies as well as two new patented technologies that no other chair uses, and it fills the gap that are missing in the current ergonomic chairs out there. Now, before we get into it, I want to just describe to you what actually is missing with the current chairs. Sure, those chairs currently support you and keep you upright, but what they're really lacking is they are static, meaning there is no mobility associated with the chairs. You're sitting there for the full day. What the Airopedic ergonomic chair does, it fills the gap and provides mobility in two ways that are dynamic and help maintain productivity, but more importantly, good health, functional health. So we're going to get into that, and I'm going to show you those two new technologies right now. So we have a saying in this industry and in health that motion is lotion. And what that means is naturally we're going to start moving our bodies, even unconsciously, within 20 minutes of assuming a position, whether that's sitting, standing, or sleeping. And what this chair does is it helps to induce that motion. Now, when we stop moving, that means our joints aren't moving any longer, so they're becoming tight and stiff. Our muscles need to contract and expand, and what happens ultimately is, with lack of motion, the spine starts to compress. When the spine compresses, that can start to wear down the disc. The disc can start to hit the nerve that goes down the leg, and you've all heard of sciatic pain, and that's just the pinching of nerves that go into the extremities. So we want to accommodate for this lack of motion by having a chair that induces motion. And let me show you one of the new patented technologies that uses fluid and movement to change the way you sit and the way the pressure points hit the chair. The first thing you're going to notice on this chair is that there are chambers within the seat pan that allow fluid to move back and forth depending on how you change your position. What that does is it creates a natural motion in the seat pan, and the second benefit is that it creates a comfort and a cushioning which helps disperse forces away from the sit bones, so you can sit longer and more comfortably. The second technology I want to introduce to you is the BackUp Seat Back. Now, this can be used for motion, for stretching motion, but as well, what's really unique about it is it can now be used for resisted strength exercises. We're going to talk more about that in future videos, but let's just show you what it can do statically here. So the seat back is flexible. It's been tested for over 80,000 bends, which is more than what you could do in your lifetime. And this motion, fluid motion back and forth as well as at angles, is what keeps the spine healthy and moving even while you're seated. Currently, many of the ergonomic chairs out there just provide support. So they'll bring you towards your workstation and they'll hold you there. But as we mentioned, it's all about motion to stay healthy at your workstation. So when you're motionless and the chair is supporting you, you're not allowing your chest and back muscles to open up the opposite way, to expand. That allows the diaphragm to come down, which allows a good perfusion of oxygen to all the tissues. And when your tissues have good oxygen, they won't fatigue as easily or readily. So what the Airopedic chair does is it allows and accommodates dynamic sitting. And that's some motion while you're still seated. Again, what that will do is give you a chance to open up your chest to get good perfusion of oxygen to the muscles, to allow the joints to move, and then you can go bring yourself back to your desk, continue working with little breaks that are actually healthy and end up making you more productive throughout your day.
Hello, my name is Dr. Millie Rom. I'm a chiropractor and acupuncturist, and I have special interests in treating sports injuries and arthritic diseases.
All right, so Dr. Rom, we're going to have you have a seat in the chair, please.
Great. Looking forward.
All right. Now, the density or the firmness of the seat pan, is that comfortable for you, or would you like to change that?
It seems a little firm to me, Len.
Okay, so let's bring it around sideways. And Dr. Rom, if you can press the button while you're seated,
all right,
that'll change the fluid density.
Oh, wow, I really feel the air coming out and the fluid coming out, all right?
Yep, and if it's too much and you need a little firmer, all you would do is just lift your buttocks off the chair, and now you can depress the button again.
So press the button.
You got it. And back down until you find that right comfort level, which is pretty personal as well.
Right.
Okay,
Great.
So let's have you turn around, and I want you now to tell me what you feel when you put more weight on your right buttock as you lean to the right, which most people do as they're shifting in their chair. And what do you feel happening?
That's really neat. I actually feel the fluid moving inside the chair.
You got it. And what about going the other way?
So the fluid is moving to the right side under my sits bone.
Right.
And it feels very comfortable.
And that's exactly what should happen. That way, there's always a dispersal of forces away from the sit bones, no matter what position you're sitting in the chair. Let's take it another step forward, and we're going to demonstrate the seat back. Before beginning the exercises, it's important to make sure that you have the most suitable casters for the type of floor that you're going to be exercising on. So there's casters that are preferable for carpeted floors and ones that are preferable for tiled and or hardwood floors. We're now going to show you how to utilize and the benefits of the BackUp seat back. Before we do that, this chair has a backwards tilt function. Dr. Rom's going to show you about that right now.
All right. So we're going to turn sideways, and the seat has the ability to perform such an action. And it's really great throughout the day to perform this, just to release the tension in the back, in the shoulders. So you're not in a static position all day. You're able to move side to side and back to back.
Excellent. So now let's take that motion a step further. And in order to really now focus in on the back, BackUp seat back, we got to first lock that tilt function. So Dr. Rom's going to do that. That's it.
So now it's locked. And now we're turning sideways. So what this back seat is able to do, it's able to just prevent you from leaning back, but then you can use it even more to lean back. And I'm feeling my joints moving and everything in the mid-back stretching. And you can even add a little bit more by bringing your arms up to the top, up to tolerance level. Everybody's different. And just to stretch this way. So what I'm feeling is a really great stretch through my abdominals at the front and a stretch through the back, and the joints are moving. So it's a great thing to do in the middle of the day, just to take a little break.
You got it. So most of the other static chairs, when you're sitting, ultimately you start crouching in forward and closing up your chest. Just by doing this one simple stretch, let's do it again, Dr. Rom.
Yes.
We'll open up the chest. We'll elongate the spine so we decrease compression. It's almost like a traction chair in a way. And we stretch the abdominals. The diaphragm now can come down. We can take deeper breaths throughout the day. And again, that has a lot to do with getting oxygen to the muscles efficiently. So Dr. Rom can stretch further than I could. So I may not stretch as far back, and you have to go to your own comfort level when you're stretching.